Hey loves, it's Amber and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today I am so excited to react to the new Adventure Awaits trailer. I know that there's kind of a lot of drama in the Sims community right now. The game is exceptionally broken and this is our third expansion pack in 1 year, but from what I've seen, this expansion pack looks great, so I really wanted to react to it with y'all and kind of see what we think about it. I am feeling a little bit under the weather, so you can probably hear that, but let's get into the reaction and watch the reveal trailer together. Okay, so first off we got kayaking. Okay, so that's new. All right, spin bikes. Okay, and bug catching. Okay, and then we have a geyser. Cute, cute. Oh, water slide. Okay, that's fun. Also, I love these hairs. An imaginary friend. I already knew we were getting imaginary friends. I'd seen the leaks, but I'm obsessed with imaginary friends. I love them in Sims 3, so I'm so excited about it. Okay, so we have our first getaway. So this is Camp Gibby Gibby. Looks like this one is very like child sim oriented, which is perfect for me. I love being able to have family gameplay. Oh, the imaginary friend is cute. Like in, you know, a creepy way. But that's how the imaginary friends are supposed to be. I love it. And then they're just playing around. Oh, okay, so we have modular playgrounds. Okay, that's super fun. That's definitely exciting. I think it'll make parks a lot better. We got slides. Okay, rock, paper, scissors. That's cute. And then hide and seek, looks like. Okay, and it looks like it's pretty active. I'm curious how that'll actually work. And then archery, this was the other leaked skill. Also, I see Alexander Goff in the back. This is the other leaked skill for this pack, so I'll be interested to see how this works. And then camp director, I'm assuming it's going to be a new career for the pack. Alright, so then we have our next sim. Okay, so we have blenders, that's fun. I don't use small appliances that much, so I don't know if it'll make that big of a difference for me, but it's still cool. Also, there's a really cute hair, I like this. Okay, competitive. I don't know if that's like a trait for her or a trait for the getaway. Okay, free weights. I feel like we've all been waiting for free weights. And then dive time. Okay, so we do have diving boards and like a full diving animation. Like she goes down into the water. That's actually really exciting. And then, okay, I think there's one more getaway in the pack. This one's interesting because we're using the Caliente household, so I guess we're out of families from the pack, but it's okay. I do love that they gave them clothes from the new pack. Okay, so we have a bunch of challenge modifiers. I saw everyone hates each other, and then this one is dating elimination. I'm curious how this is gonna work. Like when you go to the lot, does it just kind of assign the challenge? What's the situation there? I do think it's fun because I know a lot of simmers play like things like, ooh, okay, so we have customized venues and you can design your own getaways. I'm curious exactly what a getaway is and what does it mean by customize your own venues? Like, are we talking about like fully customizable or how is that gonna work? And then we do have our gameplay trailer coming this week. And then of course, like always, we get our early access content. So we have the toasty tower lamp, a toast tea kettle, and then some little socks. Also, this little bird is here. I'm not sure what that's about. But I think what we'll do is we'll go back through and we'll just kind of go a little bit slower just so we can see if there was anything we missed going through the first time. I feel like it's kind of hard to see everything when you're doing this. So let's go back through and see what things we might have missed. So we do have kayaking. I think that is going to be a new skill. This, I'm assuming, is just kind of like all like one of the random world lots. We're at Camp Gibby Gibby here, and then of course we have our bikes, so we would be able to do spin classes. I think that'd be really exciting with businesses and hobbies. There's some bug catching, which is cute. I see a lot of new hairs. And then I do love that those Elder Sims are using the new skin details we got with the update a couple weeks ago. I think that's really cute. Okay, so here we have water slides and diving boards, and that's a small diving board that I just saw there versus the larger diving boards that we saw the adult sim using. You can talk to your imaginary friend, and it does look like you can turn them into like a true imaginary friend. I am curious if you can turn them into humans like you could in The Sims 3, because when I played The Sims 3, I literally always had my Sims turn their imaginary friend real and marry them. Because honestly, they were like the cutest Sims in The Sims 3. And I could never make a cute Sim in The Sims 3. So my imaginary friend is like a guarantee that I could get them a cute spouse. Also, back here, I'm seeing this looks like Pokemon. Like they're playing Pokemon on the screen, and we don't currently have that. So that's kind of got to be new. So that's really cool. Also, let's see if I can get like a good this hair is perfection for me. I am so excited. I'm putting it on all my little girls. No one can tell me otherwise. I do also love the little headband hair. Oh, I think this is another imaginary friend. So that one's also really cute. Like a little unicorn imaginary friend. That's cute. And this little thing, you know, like the little paper catchers. Okay, that's really cute. I wonder if they can actually play with that or if that's just like clutter. I would love for them to be able to actually do that. And I guess there was a paper airplane too. So maybe that's something we will be able to do. Okay, this is definitely really exciting to have like the modular playground stuff. I think it's going to make all the playgrounds a lot more fun. Also, right before, okay, I don't know if y'all saw him. There's like a little boy running up this slide backwards, which is so iconic for childhood. I'm so excited that they added that in. Also, it looks like the playground is pretty interactable. He was playing with all the different parts. I think this will be a lot of fun. And then it looks like we have actual rock, paper, scissors. So some more games for children to play. And it looks like it functions like an actual game. Like I feel like what games do kids have to play now? Hide and seek, like he is actually hiding and he is actually seeking. So I'm kind of curious exactly how this one's going to work. But I do think it's really cute that we have it. And then archery, of course, is one of the new skills. Very curious about exactly how this is going to go. But I think it's fun. It's new animations. Everything about it is new. And, you know, we appreciate actually adding new content to the game. So I'm interested in this and having some Sims that'll go for it. Happy Camper, I'm assuming, is like a sentiment or something like that. And then Camp Director, I have to assume, is an actual job. So looks like he enjoyed his time at camp so much that he decided to become a camp director. Then this is the other getaway. It seems like it's more of like a fitness relaxation getaway. We do have the blenders. Like I said, I know a lot of people are excited for these. It's kind of whatever for me. I don't use a lot of like countertop appliances, but it is cute and I think it's good to have, like adds to the realism. So this one's Revive and Thrive. And I don't know, I think competitive might be an actual trait. So I think maybe she is competitive, which is cute for like a trait. And then obviously the bikes, it's probably one of the best things, and the free weights that's been added to this pack. I'm also trying to decide if I feel like she's got nicer eyelashes. Because like we're looking at her face a lot, and I don't know if those eyelashes look like the ones we have in game. I would love to get new eyelashes because, you know, the in-game eyelashes are not, they're not quite it. I am very pleased that they did have the diving have a full animation. You know how The Sims is sometimes. It wouldn't have surprised me if they just went in the water. So that's pretty good. So that looks nice. And then this one, like I said, I guess we didn't have a family in the new pack that represents this kind of Love Island getaway. But I guess it's fine. The Calientes are perfect for it. I'm suspicious. I think my question here is how many lots are we going to have with this pack? Because each getaway presumably is a lot. And historically, we've only had like, also lots of new clothes. This hair is chef's kiss. I'm so excited for that. That one's also really nice. All the hairs actually look really good. And then, okay, we have player choice elimination, skills contest, activity shuffle, everyone hates each other, cooking competition, activity shuffle, and a romantic competition elimination. So looks like we have a lot of options for competitions at the getaways, which I'm really curious how those are going to work, because I know a lot of people play different like competitions in their games. So I'm curious to see how like this is going to work with that. And I'm assuming it's kind of inspired by seeing that sort of gameplay content, but I'm definitely curious how it'll go. What I was saying is that I'm curious how many lots are in this pack, because all the last several worlds have been like 12 lots and, you know, 3 neighborhoods. So this has the 3 getaways, which is going to take up a lot in every neighborhood. So how many lots are we looking at? Like, I feel like This pack will be really good if we have a good number of lots, but I'm worried that it's going to be hard to use and that they're almost going to build it like a destination world. Like your Sim's not really supposed to live here. They just come and visit, but I want to be able to like really sit in the pack and play in the world and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of curious about that. And that's probably my biggest concern with what we're seeing. So next we're going to go into the blog post that they released with this and see if there's any additional information and see what we think about that. All right, so here we are. We have getaways galore in the Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Welcome Simmers of all ages to Gibby Point, a new and wonderful world bursting with play, discovery, and adventure at every turn. Many, many years ago, before it was inhabited, a great wave rushed through Gibby Point to create a lush and fertile landscape. It became home to jellyfish, glowworms, and plumbirds. Oh, that's that little bird we saw at the end of the trailer. It's also where the world's largest geyser, unusual caves of crystal, and a bioluminescent bay were formed. But it was more than these unusual creatures and natural wonders that drew Sims from all over to Gibby Point. Here, adventure can be found around every corner. Embrace the spirit of childhood and carry it in a bold, adventurous life. Meet new Sims, uncover quests, and explore new sites. Discover getaways like kids camp, fitness retreat, or even a romantic contest. Gibby Point is also the world in which we're excited to introduce the new getaway system, with custom venues and getaway planner. Expanded childhood content, including new sentiments, a playground builder, and new activities, traits, careers, objects, challenges, and more. So what do you say? Are you ready to explore the Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack getaway to see exactly what we've been missing? So we do have custom venues. I'm very curious about that. So is that like multifunctional venues? And then the getaway planner, I'm assuming kind of works like they showed in the trailer where you kind of set times for activities. So it just seems like a more complicated vacation, but you know the Sims, we like to complicate things. 1, 2, 3 getaway. 3 thrilling new neighborhoods await you in Gibby Point. Wonderwood Wilds is a leafy haven laced with forest trails, erupting geysers, and a whisper of mystery. Crystal Valley is where sparkling rock formations ignite the imagination, and Jellyfish Junction is a waterfront wonderland with a glistening lagoon and locals who adore their jellyfish. Every adventure-brimming neighborhood in Gibby Point is anchored by its own unforgettable getaway. Sims can fish in mountain streams and swap campfire stories at Camp Gibby Gibby in Wonderwood Wilds, recharge body and mind at Revive and Thrive in Jellyfish Junction, or spark romance at the cozy retreat of Love Island in Crystal Valley. It'll be hard to choose your getaway and even harder to leave. So, for sure, each neighborhood is centered or has its getaway. So I am curious, like I said, about the number of lots there. And then it is the standard 3 neighborhood. I mean, I think that's just kind of what you have to assume as default for The Sims at this point. But we do have the geyser in this world. Also looks like here they're like panning, which we don't have in the game. So I'm curious about that. This is some bug catching. And then here we are kayaking with the jellyfish, which I do think is cute. And also here's our little plum bird. That's funny. Sims can also unwind at boardwalk festivals, grab the controller of a retro gaming console, catch butterflies, and accept quests from curious locals who may actually be the last surviving large plum bird to roam Gibby Point. Okay, so we do have festivals, which is interesting because they didn't show those at all in the trailer. That was a retro gaming console that we were seeing, so I guess we are going to get like Pokemon style gameplay in the back. The bug catching, which we knew, we kind of saw that. And then it looks like there's kind of a mystery. So I'm assuming we do have a large plum bird that roams around and you'll get kind of quests. So kind of like a special character, which is interesting. Here we have one of the other imaginary friends. They're playing rock, paper, scissors. He's kind of up here. This is the kid going backwards on the slide like we looked at earlier. And then this one is doing arts and crafts, I guess. We will see. For the young and the young at heart, the magic of play begins in childhood. An adventure awaits. Child Sims can shape their personality and skills through formative moments, new traits, and evolving childhood sentiments that influence experiences well into adulthood. The way it's capitalized, I'm assuming that formative moments is kind of like a new system that we're going to get. And then also, presumably, we'll get like new childhood traits, as well as sentiments that I guess will kind of expand into what they do. Maybe that's kind of what the happy camper was. So he got the happy camper sentiment and that made him want to do camp director as a career. I'm curious about that. Let young Sims explore papercraft, archery, diving, and even entomology, or build sprawling modular playgrounds to make adventure time even more thrilling. They can also enjoy classic games like hide and seek or rock, paper, scissors, and take on challenges that build both confidence and connections. So I guess I chose doing papercraft, and then we have archery, diving, and entomology. So it seems like all of those are going to be skills, which is actually really cool. And they're all skills that children can do because it's kind of weird how child skills work. So that'll be really interesting. Also, can't help but notice there seems to be quite a bit more hobbies in this pack than there was in the businesses and hobbies pack, but it's fine. If your child sim isn't the cool kid on the block, a new kid focused aspiration in the pack, and they're having trouble making friends, try an imaginary one. That's right, chat. Imaginary friends are here. Choose from 4 distinct dolls and 4 unique personalities, including goofball, creative, competitive, and evil. Each one will interact and bond with their sims in their own special and possibly chaotic way. Caution, evil friends do not come with extra smoke detectors. Like I said, I'm really excited about imaginary friends. I love them. I know that everyone didn't, but all my child sims are gonna have one. It's just what it's gonna be. I do think it's interesting that we only have kind of like the 4 personality types, but I think it could be fun just to kind of see how they interact. And clearly, the evil ones will start fires. I don't know if I'm prepared for that level of chaos in my game, but I guess we'll see. For adult sims in Gibby Point, wrinkles and gray hair may be optional. Playtime, however, is not. And this place is full of adventures, thrills, and new activities like kayaking, water sliding, and working out at the fitness center. For the truly outdoorsy, the new park worker career offers 2 paths, camp counselor and park ranger, perfect for keeping adventure alive year-round. I feel like this is going to be the only new career. And then we do have kayaking. The way it lists these as activities, I'm thinking that these will not be skills and they will just be activities. Obviously, like, the fitness is already a skill, so I'm thinking that these are just different activities. So these are more of like your quote unquote hobbies, still more than businesses and hobbies, however. And we do have our diving boards. We have a small diving board and a larger diving board. Again, the way it's framed, I think this is an actual skill, so you will have to develop that. If you build it, they will come. If the 3 established getaways don't fill your adventure cup, you can design your own and play by your own rules. With the new features of custom venues and getaway system, you can craft unique escapes for your sims and their friends. Getaways can last a day or more and be anything from restful to challenging. Schedule activities that'll help your sims recharge and maybe meet new friends. You can even apply rules to your getaway. For example, for those who love reality dating shows, elimination rules will have sims competing to outlast each other. Build and decorate your own custom venues however you want. Decide what kind of activities are available there and share it to the galleries for others to enjoy. Imagine a beachfront lot that serves smoothies by day, yes, this pack has blenders, and transforms into a bustling dance club by night. Need some more inspiration for your perfect getaway? Check out the builds made by Simmers below and you make the Sims. So we see that they did work with Simmers in building lots for this pack, which we kind of knew. That's kind of traditional at this point. The custom venues is probably the thing that I'm the most curious for. I'm not a builder, but I know that there will be lots of builds on the gallery. So I'm curious, are the custom venues only functional for getaways, or can you essentially have multi-focus lots at any point in time? Like, can I have a restaurant that's like a boba tea place or a restaurant and a bar? Like, how is this going to work? I'm just very curious about that. And I think that that would make a really big difference to the game and definitely add a lot to it. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go. And what's a getaway without an itinerary? With the Getaway Planner, you can mix and match activities or test your Sims mettle with fitness challenges using the new spin bikes and free weights. Win or lose, the new competitive trait will determine just how gracious or salty they are about the outcome. So competitive is a trait. And it does look like we will be planning the getaway. So I guess we'll just add different activities and they'll do them. I'm assuming it's essentially going to work the same way as like the custom dates and the funerals, where you just kind of have all these activities and you need to do them. The only thing is that this is longer because the getaways are over a day. So I don't know if you'll assign it to a different day or just the whole time you're there, you have the option to do all these activities. And then we have our cute little trailer Sims, which I do think are adorable. Here they are as children, and they do actually all age up, so I guess they will all be adults in the pack. You may have caught a glimpse of young Nigel in the new reveal trailer alongside his 2 best buds, Raheel and Toshi, the great adventurers. Now an adult and lifelong Gibby Point resident, Nigel Chavez Ralston enthusiastically serves as camp director at Camp Gibby Gibby, guiding Sims young and old through adventures they'll remember for a lifetime. Get to know Nigel and other Gibby Point neighbors in our upcoming Meet the Sims article on September 17th. That's actually really cute. I feel like it maybe means there's a little more lore to The Sims in this pack, which is always good because The Sims 4 is not the most lore-dense game. So we love to see the options for that. And then here we have our little early release stuff. As you can see, the little lamp actually does have like functional fire, which I do think is cute. They're drinking drinks from the toasty tea kettle and they have on their little socks. And if you buy it before November 13th, you will get these. And then this is probably going to be like the last section we look at. So you make the Sims. So they did work with several Simmers to create this. So we have JJ Bink, Danielle Builds, Griffey, Kiwi Sims Kate, and Axie Sims. And they were all able to build lots for this world. So first we have JJ Bink, who is an Aussie mom and full-time content creator. And she built the Love Highland custom venue in the Crystal Valley neighborhood. Apparently, it looks like the builders for this also built other lots that are going to be uploaded to the gallery. So she did also build the Whispering Water Sanctuary. Again, it makes me think that maybe we don't have space for that many lots, but she did build one lot that's going to be in-game and then one that's going to be up on the gallery. Next, we have Danielle, aka Danielle Builds. She is a content creator who does like stop motion builds, speed builds, and tutorials. She designed the Jellyfish Jubilee, which is a vacation rental. So we do have rentals in this pack, which again makes me feel like it's like a destination pack. Not so much meant to live here, but I want to live here, so we'll see how that works. And then another one that's going to be on the gallery, which is Cryptid Creek Camp. So I'm assuming this is like a camp based in like the new Jumbo Plumbird. And there's not enough space for that, but that definitely seems like that's a getaway lot. So that's interesting. Next we have Griffey, and they actually built Camp Gibby Gibby, as well as Plumbird Park and Fearful Fish Lounge in Crystal Valley. So they built 3 different lots. So what do we have so far? That's 5 lots already, which is pretty good. That's a pretty decent number of lots. I'm thinking there should be at least some empty lots, and we have a few more Simmers who built things, and it doesn't look like they have any lots that are just going to be uploaded to the gallery. So all 3 of these are going to be in game. And then Kiwi Sims Katie, who's from New Zealand, which is where we get our nice kiwi from, also built 3 lots. Miners Manse Revive and Thrive Retreat is Fletcher's Cottage as well. So it looks like we have 2 like residential lots, and then the Revive and Thrive Retreat. I don't see that they built any lots that are going on the gallery, so that's another 3 lots for the game, so that's 8 lots so far. And then I think Axie Sims is the last, and they built 3 lots as well, so Seabreeze, Scenic, Crystal Cottage, and Wonderwood Wonder, and I don't see that any of these are going to be on the gallery either. All 3 of these seem to be residential lots. This is actually really cute. And I love that they got the swimming pool and all that stuff. This one looks like it. This definitely looks too expensive for any of my Sims to afford, but still. That's pretty good. And that takes us, to 11 lots. It does make me suspicious that, again, we're looking at like a 12 lot world, because this is 11 lots and there's probably an empty lot in the world. Maybe 2, so at most we're looking at, I feel like 12 to 13 lots. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't show us all the lots in the game, so I'm thinking it's probably only 13. I would have loved like a Willow Creek level of lots, but I guess, you have to take what you can get. And then last section is about the music, which is always kind of fun because it does make me think of The Sims 3. I feel like in The Sims 3, the music for The Sims was like a really big deal. And so I think it's kind of cool to see them kind of going back to that and adding in original music and stuff just for The Sims. Also, they're noting that in the Discord, there are going to be a few different Q&As, which makes me feel like they feel pretty good about this pack. Because I feel like, Enchanted by Nature didn't really have a lot of Q&As or live streams or discussions about it. There's a Q&A on Imaginary Friends, a Q&A on Townies and Lore, and a Q&A on Getaway Systems. Yeah, they're definitely feeling pretty strong about this pack. And I'll admit, I feel pretty good about this pack as well. I'm kind of a completionist. I do own basically all the packs for The Sims 4. It's kind of my preferred means of distraction from real life problems. So I certainly was going to be getting the pack anyways, but I'm curious to know what everyone else is thinking. This seems like a very full expansion pack. Like in the reveal trailer, you're seeing a lot of different things happening, but it's actually not everything that's included in the pack, which is pretty impressive. So we'll see how things are looking when we get the gameplay trailer. And then additionally, I think the other big issue is how much does this break the game, because this does seem like some really big system changes. So I think that's going to be the biggest concern with this new expansion pack. But I would love to know, what are your thoughts on it down below? Are you going to be purchasing it? Are you waiting for a sale? Or are you boycotting? Are you not buying any Sims packs until you feel like the base game is fixed? Love to know all your thoughts down below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to spend a little bit of your day with me. I appreciate each and every one of you who watches my videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.